Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Azure Infrastructure Update. It's the 8th of September. As always, we have the chapters, so you can jump to any particular update you care about the most. New videos this week. So I dived into Arc enabling servers. So Windows, Linux, on-prem, other clouds, virtual, physical, doesn't matter. We can bring aspects of the Azure control plane and its services to your server operating systems, wherever they may be. And then I looked at how we might think about the aggregations we can use when we monitor different things. And I used latency as an example, but just why average may not be the best thing for things like latency. So I walked through that. So on to what's new. On the compute side, so API management now has for GraphQL resolvers portal-based evaluation. So I can think about, this is an API based on the GraphQL query language. So GraphQL is this open source industry standard language for APIs. And unlike REST, which is really around actions on resources, it's a broader set of use cases. It focuses on data types, schemas, and queries. And so now what this lets me do is from the portal, I can isolate and assess the behavior of a single resolver, just enhancing my overall GraphQL developer experience. On the storage side, so Azure Container Storage has a number of updates. Now this is in preview. And remember, the whole point of this Azure Container Storage is it's derived from the open source OpenEBC solution. And it's all about providing a managed volume orchestration solution designed for Kubernetes, as opposed to it trying to leverage services that were really built for virtual machines. Now, there's a number of different layers to this. You have the storage pool, which can derive from a number of different types of storage. There's the data service, and then the protocol layer. So I can use things like iSCSI if I'm using Azure Elastic SAN as that backing, or also I can use things like NVMe over Fabric. So it's all about abstracting the pod from how I'm actually providing the storage. And so what they've done is there's a whole new set of regions I can now leverage this in. There's a simplified installation via a script. There's additional disk types. So one of the things I can back this with is disk. So now it has Premium SSD v2, obviously Premium SSD and Ultra Disk, along with the existing Premium SSD. I can scale up by resizing volumes, and I can also clone volumes now within a storage pool. So continuing to build on this container-focused abstraction storage solution. And then Premium SSD v2 is available in new regions. So the whole point of the Premium SSD v2 is, yes, it has lower latency, but it now separates the IOPS and the throughput from the capacity. I independently select, hey, the amount of IOPS I want and the throughput I want. It doesn't scale linearly. I have to make it bigger, but I can also dynamically change those IOPS and throughput as my needs may change through the day, week, month, whatever that may be. So they've added this to Australia East, France Central, Norway East, and UAE North regions. And just something kind of cool I saw is they've introduced this threat matrix for storage services. So this is available on GitHub. And what it basically lets me do is I can look at the different tactics that may be there as a threat, and then I can dive into each of the individual types of threat to see, well, what does this really mean? So, hey, create a SAS token. It walks through what that threat may be, what the technique would be if it applies. So it's just a nice little site to go and help me understand what some of those threats may actually be. Now on the miscellaneous side, so there's now this Azure modeling and simulation workbench. So it's really about this secure workspace for research and engineering projects. It's on-demand secure workspace, but it's going to automatically build out the infrastructure. It's going to scale based on the unique infrastructure requirements you need for these sorts of projects. And it's got this enhanced security and privacy. So, hey, if I'm in those engineering type research spaces, this might be a nice solution to go and look at. And then Azure Load Testing now supports resource move. So I can move that Azure Load Test resource across resource groups, across subscriptions, provided they're in the same tenant, without losing any of my tests and my test runs. And also for Azure Load Testing, they now support zip support. So you can imagine I sometimes have to upload, let's say, a CSV file that I use for my testing. Well, that CSV file might be really big, and I'm limited to a 50 megabyte upload size. So what I can now do for things like those CSV files is to zip it, and then I can upload it. Now the zip file has to be 50 megabytes in size, but obviously if I zip something like a CSV, that's going to greatly condense that space. And so then it would automatically unzip it at the time of execution. I can have 5 of those zip artifacts as part of my run, and up to 1,000 files in each of those zip files with an uncompressed size of up to 1 gigabyte. So pretty nice little add-on available there. And that was it. So a pretty quick update this week. And as always, till next video, take care.